It's going to be lessons learned from the deep freeze of 2021, and winter's not over. I mean, this could happen again. Just want to go down the list of things that happened and, what I was prepared to deal with and what actually happened. The well has a vault around it, and it's insulated and it's concrete, but if it stays cold enough for long enough, there's pipes in there that'll freeze. And that happened. Should have dripped the faucet and didn't do that. And frankly, I wasn't prepared for the types of temperatures that came. And I think the first morning, actually it wasn't even in the morning, but it was later on in the morning, like after the sun was up, that happened. It was -7, and I had to go up there, move the vault, and I had one of those weed flamethrower, one of those weeding LP ones that you use to burn weeds with. I don't know what they're called, but so anyway, that was sitting there, so I just stuck that in there and just heated it up. Not on the pipe, just inside the vault, away from the pipe. The pipe's PVC. And that got the water flowing. From then on, we dripped the faucet like we should have done. And so that solved that problem. And one morning, it was -18. And instead of dripping the water, we didn't drip the water again, and the water froze up. And I was like, man, don't tell me the water frozen up again. So I came over here in this house, and they're both on the same well. So when I came over here, I looked at my gauge, which probably one of the best things I ever did was putting that gauge. And I had pressure, so I knew it wasn't the pump. So that told me it was back at the house somewhere, and we didn't have water anywhere, so that told me that it was going to be real close to the supply. There's a little access panel underneath the kitchen sink on the outside wall, so I pulled that off, and there's a pipe, a metal pipe that comes up from underground from the pump, and I pulled that access panel off. I got the flamethrower again, and I heated up around there a little bit, and that got water flowing. And it's a steel pipe, so it was, it wasn't going to bust. I mean, it didn't bust. And so I had to do that. Once again, my mistake. I should have been dripping the water. After that, we did drip the water the whole time. It might still be dripping. It's 40 degrees. Anyhow, we just weren't ready. We were ready for cold, but we weren't ready for -18. I mean, that's just, and the duration. It didn't get above 0 for at least 3 days. And it's the duration of the cold. It's not necessarily the cold, it's the duration of the cold. So anyway, after that, well, the kitchen sink began to back up. Now, the kitchen sink is a gray water system that runs out of the kitchen sink, just the kitchen sink, and 60 feet of run, and it was like that. We didn't that's not how we plumbed it. But I know why they did it that way. They couldn't hit the invert underneath the house and go into the septic tank. So I went out there, and I knew what I would find, and of course the water that had been coming through the kitchen pipe began to freeze out there on the part of the pipe that was exposed. So I cut that pipe down all the way back to where it was going into the ground, and I could feel the plug of ice in there, took the flamethrower again and I just started heating up the ground. I mean, I was out there a long time doing that. I was heating up the ground. I never could get the daggone thing unplugged. I decided I would just cut it and for the time being just let it run out there on the yard. And it's just like dishwater. There wasn't any food or anything. I came back over here and I grabbed saw so I could cut. Cause it leaves the house and kind of is exposed right there. Like I said, it's the way I found it. I cut that PVC and no water came out. It's like, oh, it cleared. So by the time I came over here to get the saw and get back over there, it had melted enough because I put a lot of heat on it, and it had cleared. The ice was still there, but it was kind of going underneath it. I realized that it had cleared, so I said, well, I shouldn't have done that. So I came back over here looking for a fitting, and I just happened to have a sanitary Y fitting, 1.5 inches. So I said, this would be perfect. Now I can have a clean out, and if this happens again, I can just open up that clean out and go push whatever toward the end of it. That's a lesson learned. I should have had a clean out there anyway, so now it's got a clean out. The pig waterers, there's just no way. I mean, the ice was just, even with the melter in there, the electric melter, it didn't matter because the ice on top of where they drink from, that was still frozen. So there's really nothing I could do. We just had to carry them water. And, I think they just go out there and drink, kind of eat snow. I saw them out there doing that, and every time I take them water, they didn't seem interested in it. Now the chickens, they definitely did need the water, so I carried water to them, but I had to do it every day. And I think the duck drinks most of the water, actually. We don't have that many, so it's not a big deal. So that's some of the lessons learned out here for February 2021. And hopefully this will just make us have that much more preparedness. We just got to continue to be diligent and put this information to good use and file it away for the future. Thanks a lot for watching, and go outside.